welcome back to another session, live drawing session with Farouz using the Paintology drawing app. As you can see, I have the app on my phone opened to the home screen, and from the home screen you have access to some of the features which I'll go over very quickly. I started this a few minutes earlier just to show you a few things ahead of the drawing. So the tutorials section is one of the most important areas. Here you can learn to rapidly improve your skills using methods, different various methods of painting. Let's go to paint by numbers. You can see here, got a few tutorials, and then I'll pick this one up, giraffe. Now you'll notice that the giraffe, I'll put this here, that this giraffe has all these colors associated with it, and this is very easy. Here it goes, 5. I pick the bottom color palette, the bottom 5, and away I go, the line brush, adjust the line brush, and there you are. Go through it. Very extremely fun and addictive, and you can change it to get to the tiny details. You got this line brush you can change here to a different size. You can zoom, rotate, so then you can save it. So resume the drawing afterwards. Save, okay. Now if you look at this number, it's quite an interesting number. That number allows you to access the drawing by typing in. So let's go back to the home page, right? And let's see my paintings. You'll see your drawing. I'll show you what I mean. There, pulls it up. Okay, so you don't have to finish in one go. You do it according to your needs. So we saw that this number was 5833. Okay, so let's go to the home screen. Oops, sorry. 5833, and there it is. The drawing appears. So this is in order for you not to keep searching for the tutorial. In fact, it is actually used by the Google Classroom, which I highly recommend you join. Let's go to the Google there. And all these class tutorials have been designed with you to, all the sort to be used in the Google Classroom really effectively. So in order to improve your drawing strokes and drawing. Remember, Paintology is not about a drawing tool or a drawing app that is designed to push tool after tool. It's actually designed to develop art techniques, and I'll show you this in some of the previous drawings I've done. So art techniques of art fundamentals that are taught at traditional level, and is the reason why traditional art is so aesthetically nice to look at, isn't it? So let's find, sorry, I just moved, I don't know why. Let's move this, find this one. All right. Let's open up this, and you can see this one, has it got a number associated with it? No, so we'll find another one. Does it move here? It's rubbish here. Has this got a number associated with it? Paint a woman's face. There it is. Let's pick that. 6096. Can you see it here? 6096. So this particular class is associated with this tutorial. 6096. There you are. Click again. There you are. And it has a video associated with it, so you can watch the video. So that was the woman's face. So it's So you can see how powerful and simple everything is. A lot of thought behind it. So keep that in mind. So whenever you see something, don't be too quick to judge. Take your mind, take your time looking over this stuff, and then this is the same applies for artwork as well. You don't want to rush to tools and, oh, I can't do this, so I need this, right? You want to really just drop back a little bit. This is a crazy fast world. Just drop back and understand that drawing drawing is a satisfaction and enjoyment. It has to be done. It's a particular way, and you find that as you rapidly develop your skills, it doesn't take you any more time. It will be a lot faster than any of the other people, in your drawing. So let's go and show you some of my drawings I've done here. This one I finished yesterday. You will find it in the tutorial. So this one, you can't even tell I did this on the phone, can you? Here, let me show you. I used this phone and my fingers, but I didn't use my finger for the other drawing, but might as well. I've made many paintings, drawings with my fingers using the app, and this is just to show you an example. So lately I've been using the stylus more and more. So this, you can see how you can really fool the eyes. The beauty of the landscape is such, such a magnificent gift given to us. The colors, the vibrant colors, the perspective, the distance. I actually started off with a reference image. It was a big lake, and the lake went up to the tree lines of the bush. But then when I did put a patch of colors on the bottom here, I ended up saying, it looks like land, so let me make it into land. It's the beauty of creativity. You can do whatever you want, whatever you wish. So this gives you a sense of space, that this path is going towards those hilly mountains at the back, and then grey down the sky, beautiful sky. And then we come back to reality with a tree that's probably very close to us with these rocks in front of us. That's why I love drawing in landscape, and it's the reason why the popularity of landscape is by far the biggest subject for painting and drawing for many people. And I don't have to tell you the reasons why. So this painting was done few selection of tools. So keep in mind that it's not about the tools. The tools are not going to make you a good artist. You should know that. What will make you a good artist is becoming a master of any of the tools you've got. If you're looking frustrated with a tool or something, move on to something else, and just learn, and keep in mind there's a lot of things you don't know, plenty of things you don't know, but once you've grasped that knowledge and understanding, you'll be able to move ahead much more rapidly. Look at this sky I did there, right? This was done with line brush and shade brush. No blending, no layering, none of that tools that people associate digital art, digital drawing with. This is the true essence of traditional drawing that I'll show you. In fact, last few days, it has become more truer to the traditional because I don't even zoom in. I've made a challenge that I'm not going to zoom in. I'm just going to draw like this was one of my canvas. And then, it's a very small screen, but because of the skills I've developed, in fact, skills I've developed teaching you guys in the last few weeks in live tutorials has allowed me to rapidly increase my skill set. If you'd asked me to do this without the Zoom 3 weeks ago, I would probably laugh at you, So you see how easy it is, quick to judge, right? So now I'm going to show you the same thing with the drawing we're going to make. And the drawing we're going to make is actually, if you go to, let's go back here and go to this link. Remember, I'm also an active Quora profile, so please do visit my Quora profile. You'll find the links in some of the videos, and you find all these links in any of the videos. I usually put them down, way down, after I talk a lot about the actual video and how it was done and techniques I used, and then the links are all usually at the below, embedded into the bottom of the description. So this page is particular interest to you if you've come here to watch live streaming. You see, go to the home page and you click on the button where it says daily step-by-step tutorial. Click on that, and then you'll come to this page, and this is the page where I show you ahead in advance the tutorials that I'm going to do with Paintology. So as you know, some of you might already know that I operate two channels. One is Paintology and the other one is Produce. So if I click on the channel Paintology here, this is the Paintology channel, and you can see that I'm actually going live, gone live with the tutorial here. And then, let's go back. And then if you go to Produce, you see this one is coming up. This is the second part of this tutorial that I'm going to show you, and that's coming up in the other channel. So you'll find a whole bunch of, initially I started with traditional painting and drawing, which you will go and see if you look at some of the older videos. You'll find them. You know, I did charcoal and graphite pencil, you name it, and those are the skills that I've come to have, and then I applied it to the Paintology drawing app. So these are unique skills that many of the artists will not teach you, but I'm here to show you these techniques that will make digital drawing not appear like digital drawing. You saw the drawing I did, right? So this is the reference image that I usually, you click on the reference, this is the image we're going to draw, and there's good reason why I picked this particular image. So I've downloaded this image. Remember, you can always download any of your image of your choice and use this method I'm showing you, which is a combination of block coloring and painting. And these have been all designed to rapidly improve drawing. If you've always loved drawing, you've always ventured into getting into drawing and you never thought you were a good artist, it's because you drew a blank. You basically drew a blank right in front of you and said, this is not for me. Okay, that's fine. But this is a skill I don't possess. I don't have any born talent. That's wrong. You should never say that to yourself, because you will probably say that to many other skill sets, and therefore you'll not edge further in your end. You'll lose on the such satisfaction and enjoyment of drawing and painting that most people derive. So that I've downloaded this. So you saw earlier I downloaded it. Let's go back to the Paintology app. And then you can see I go to draw here, and then I click on trace image. See the tutorial's already there? Yeah, see the drawing reference image. It's now loaded into trace mode. So this is the trace mode of drawing, and we're going to make this actual landscape on a minuscule, screen like that. And you're thinking, how? There've been a lot of people who, I didn't show you all the features of the Paintology, but if you do download it, and it's only available for Android users, click on the community and you'll see a bunch of people, artists already, or pushing their art. And this is not just any, it can be any art, traditional, digital, even Paintology artwork. You can push it to that. It's designed for people like you to link up with other artists. So that's the community section of the app, and you'll find the second button on the home screen. And of course there's the draw, and then there's the my paintings with the saved drawings. It's very easy once you get used to this. So first thing is block coloring. We're going to do block coloring. Okay, so what is block coloring? Block coloring allows us to so again, you know what, I'm going to make it a challenge that I'm not going to zoom in. Very easy to zoom in as I used to, and then get all these little towns and then do an exact copy. But I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to zoom out. But you can do that, of course. I'm not telling you not to, because it can be a little bit tasking if you're a beginner to do it the method I'm using. But the method I'm using is just to keep it simple and to show you what everything is and how to develop these core skills that will be important to you to create art in digital, and not digital art. I'm not talking about digital. I'm talking about art like I've shown you earlier. So first thing is we're going to go to load this image, then we stick to the line brush, and then I'm going to pick a brush size about 10%, and then I'm going to use the color picker and then see what the color of that reference image is. See, that's the color of the reference image and is applied to our drawing. Can you see it? Yeah, so that is our drawing canvas here, and top half is the reference. So anything here, using the color picker will pick our colors here, like for example the white here, or the purple there, you know, the blue here. So you see how this works. So that's very, very easy, but it's exceptionally powerful in its ability to do lots of other things. So I'm going to take it down a tad more because the clouds are actually smaller than this brush. So I'm going to first do block coloring, which means picking the color picker and picking all the colors. It's definitely a small screen. It might be better to work with a tablet if you're going to do it like this. But then again, I wouldn't do it like this. For beginners, I would encourage you to zoom in and then get close to the details, like for example here. See, getting close to the details there. Right, and then rotate it comfortably, and then just pick the color picker and rotate here. In fact, you know what? Since you're beginning and you're learning, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to go rapidly go through with this colored pencil, with this, and then go through here. And just to show you that this is tonal painting. Tonal painting is all about appreciating the tones and trying to replicate the tones in the drawing, and the rendition of your artwork will become close to the real thing. That's tonal. In fact, it's a new concept, but I have taken it a lot further in this digital app with Paintology because, you know, I love art, and I've been always into art since young, but it wasn't my career choice. You could imagine it was a different choice from my real career, which was in software and software development. So just go over this very quickly. The colors, right? You always use the color picker. So this is the first step we're going to do. And what's this doing? This isn't really hard, is it? Drawing this way, right? It's nothing new or difficult doing this, is it? It's really helping you to train your eye much better in understanding tones, or understanding what tones are and why tones are so important. It's the first topic that any art teacher will teach you, deriving tones, color tones, and all that. And they do it for good reasons, and because it's fundamental to this method of drawing that I'm also using. Yeah, it's one of the fundamental techniques of art. So I look at it like this. If you practice like this, you get better in whatever you do, right? You've seen all these people who work on a manufacturing line, and they're just like pros, isn't it? Whenever they want to do something. And they're pros because they're doing it repeatedly until they don't really have to think too much. And this is the same thing, right? You're doing it in such a manner that you don't have to think. And then the thing is, you don't have to think, but it also means your brain is much more tuned to the tones. So you can see the variations in tones that appear in the subject you're looking at, and this helps you tremendously to create paintings like I've shown you, right? Because I've tuned my brain to look at these tones. I mean, I'll give you an example. Let's say you want to buy a car, yeah? Don't tell me you've never seen this. When you buy a car, what happens? You want to buy a car, you've got a model in mind, and lo and behold, that car is, everywhere you look at, that car is turning up. It's because your brain's become tuned to that way of thinking, okay? So just very rapidly, not even thinking. I know there are different tones. I'll come to a point where there are tones. Like, for example, this particular area. Do you see the tones are picked up and I place the colors? I can see tones, this blue tone, and I can see this white cloud tone. That's what I'm going to do. I pick this blue color and just going over it right there. There's obviously subtle variations of this tone that's also happening there, but we're not focused on that. We're just laying. Most traditional artists will do exactly the same thing, lay down these bulk colors, and then gradually work their way down. Yeah, that's the technique. Same as traditional. So it's a smaller brush than I would typically use in block coloring, but since I'm going to be doing the drawing after the block colors is done, training my eye to look at the colors and doing it from just the image without zooming in. That's what I will do after I'm done with the block coloring. Okay, so you see these beautiful mountains here. Look at all the variations of tones. This is exactly what people like Bob Ross was able to do, because he developed the techniques. People talk about the wet on wet techniques, but in fact his techniques extended way beyond just that alone. It was because he was able to understood tones and textures, and I'm introducing textures here because he understood how to produce textures and tones so rapidly with the bristles of his brush and also his knife, the paint knife. And how was he able to do that? You must have seen him. He mixes the colors and sometimes puts 2-3 colors to get the tone. He was so good at that. Even with the bristle brush, you mix the colors, 2-3 colors, and then he draws a tree in in a matter of 10 strokes, doesn't he? A whole entire tree. That's the beauty of techniques. Once you've mastered techniques, is that you'll be able to draw and paint like that. You don't rely on tools, you develop techniques. Techniques is what's going to help you to become good and far quicker in art. If you follow tools all the time, you'll hit a limit eventually. And I answered a few questions on my Quora profile just earlier before I started this. And it related to people who said, why is digital drawing so easy and why can't I get it like traditional art and all that? So you're exactly in this. You've exactly landed yourself within the very heart of the answers to these questions. See what I'm doing? Picking these tones here. That's lovely tones. Don't know what that color is. Like, all I can see is one tone here. And I've noticed that in order for me to pick the reference colors, my cursor position has to be there. Okay, let's zoom out and see what we've done. See how quickly we've done that? It won't take us that long to do the rest. And by the way, I have to tell this to everyone, is that I'm working on a prototype of the app, so I need to save it according to the developer developers instructions, save it, and then open it up again because they're doing some performance tuning to the app. Alright, so open it again. The image, there it is. Open that up, that's the image we have, so I'm going to open it up and carry on. So every now and then you'll see me save it. You don't have to do it, but it's a good habit to have though, to save your drawings. You know, like they would, like just like you would save your sheet, Excel sheet or Word document. You know, it's the same thing. So some of you digital artists would probably have come from the background in Photoshop. And there's already a lot of artists who are going to come. And then if you come with the mindset that this was the only form of digital drawing you knew, you know, take your time and go over what I'm showing you. And then come back with some questions, you know, related. The whole idea is to help you to improve and find new methods of drawing. That's the mindset you need to keep your art skills oiled. You need to always be open to new methods, new techniques, new developments that are always coming online. There are always people who think outside the box, and they're going to be introducing you to something new, and you may be familiar something. That's the problem, is that many artists become too comfortable and familiar with one type of drawing, and then seen quite a few questions lately is that they're not inspired or getting bored, and that's not because of the medium you're working with. That's entirely up to you, because you're not keeping your mind open and options open when you want to do something. When I put my mind into something really solid, I basically go all forwards like a locomotion, and I don't leave any stones unturned, and I'm definitely not quick to judge. That's otherwise you won't learn anything, will you? All right, so that's what we do. See how there's all these. This is a beautiful turn of the. Look at that. It's so lovely, isn't it? So I'm only seeing one tone right now, so I'm putting that down. But when we come to it, we're going to actually refine this. So this isn't. I'm always developing new techniques. The reason why I came down to this, and I'm always open to new ideas, new methods of doing things, especially with digital. And then it was the reason I created the digital Paintology app, is that not many people were using the ability of the traditional techniques. They were all rushing to tools to create their artwork, and then they become a servant to the tool rather than be able to master the tools. You see, I haven't used, at this stage in time, have you seen me go into rush to off to using the tools? No, I'm just doing it by hand, and it's really a wonderful experience doing it by hand. That's all I can tell you. Color picker, there. Color picker, there. And these colors, can you see? I can see it dark, so I'm just going over it again. Right? There's so many tones within an image. It's very important that you understand why this color picker is essential to picking out the right tone. If you don't, it'll be a flat two block sets of color, isn't it? And what's that going to look like? It's going to look like someone from a kindergarten painted this, isn't it? See, again, dark color here, can you see it? Yes, and then keep these light areas here. Just follow these tones that are popping up now and then, like here. And depending on the brush size you have, the quicker you'll be able to do the block coloring. So I'm a very stickler for time, so I need to do things rapidly. I don't like to spend too long doing the same thing, okay? So let's see, did I do that? I don't know, I don't think I did. So that's a brown color. So that's a different color. If I did, I would have remembered this. There. Okay, let's see how much we've done. Wow, really getting quick at this, aren't we? So I'm going to finish the mountain and then the land at the background, and then we'll continue with the foreground of the lake. It's not what I wanted. Okay, so very quickly, just go. Just did you see I picked the color palette? So you got a number of options to pick the exact color. Look, that lovely white. I want to leave that white there. And pick the color and get these colors, you know. So put these lighter colors, and then these patches of other colors we can add over it. Okay, so like for example, this dark area color here, and this dark here. Just fill that up with a different tone. That's it. And then I can move along there. So no, lovely white there. I don't know what that is, but I can find out once I get closer. So very quick. I'm speeding up now because, you know, this is almost making me fall asleep, and I don't want to fall asleep, do I? It's so peaceful when you draw like this. You can fall asleep, so you don't want to do that. You want to enjoy it. If you're doing this on the train, you might miss your stop, right? So be careful. Like that. Go quickly. Look at that. The same tone, and therefore I'm applying the same tone. And look at the screen. And I know there are some different tones there, but we're going to tackle that later. For now, I just want to put this tones down and get the ground here. So save. I'm saving this so I don't lose any work. Just in case, always good precautionary measure to do, always. Look at that lovely blue, and then it turns a little brown at the peak. There's the peak, and there's the sky, which is a little lighter. And then we can just complete this white sky. And some of that blue that's coming up here. Honestly, there's nothing difficult about doing this. And if you have difficulty, you really need to explain what difficulty that is. You can't just come back and tell me I can't do it. It's no help to you or me. You have to say, having difficulty understanding this, it will help me better, because you might not be the only one having this problem. It'll help me better address the issue and also give you some good tips, all right? All right, have we done all of that? Almost, except that we haven't. So I'm going to stay like this, and then just fill that in there. Fill these colors. That makes, I can see almost like the canvas there. We never think almost, do we? What color is that? I don't know, but just there. This is our own world that we're creating, right? Nothing more. So again, so you can see what we've done so far, and it's beginning to look like a mountain. I think, you know, people will think it's a mountain, so let's save that. I'm going to have to do what the developer has instructed me to do. The developer, so I have to go back, save, then, and then I'm going to open the recent drawing. There. So we got that drawing. So now we're going to, what are we going to do? Where are we? Now we're going to do the foreground. Okay, since this will develop your experience, okay? So make it comfortable and just do that blue. Just now we're in the beautiful, luscious lake here. Look at these colors, and then keep to the same brush. I haven't changed it. 7%, 100% density of the line. It's amazing what you can do just with the line brush. There. Okay. There. Just follow it along. And then you're picking this color and then following it along. And you'll notice the color will change, but right now you're interested in capturing the main colors. Okay, there. Look at these wonderful colors. So as you do these canvas like this, it's forcing you to think what the composition of the drawing is going to be like, yeah? Helping you to think. I've got the colors down, which is great. And I'm getting a hang of what the details of these, of each of the elements of the drawing is. Right, so keep going like this. Don't worry about the details, just I'm following the colors that I can see here, and then we're getting the main components of the colors, but we're doing very much what the traditional artist will do with the big bristle brush. Initially, we're actually using the method of picking out the colors more to smaller details, so leaving us less work to do afterwards. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to spend less time in refining the whole painting to show you the beauty of how to capture the beauty of the landscape, yeah? There you are. So there. So look at these colors. They're just like, and then when the tone changes, then follow along to the tones, right? If they're the same, then just put the same color down. And here you can see, I can see the tones go down here. And then here, it's a similar tones, darker tones here. And I'm avoiding that light yellowish tone there, right? So you can see here. And then around it, it's just a little bit less yellow. And then here, see? So just really tunes your mind into what drawing is all about. It's the tones that people make in charcoal pencil drawing in order to create impressive works of art. This was block coloring, which I made last year when I was waiting well, you know, you have a long line for when you have to wait for a doctor's appointment and everything. I just sat down and I took the painting by, this is his name, John F. Constable, on the Haywain. And then I thought, why don't I use this method of trying to capture what he's drawn or painted? And then I got going and I couldn't stop. Just kept going and going, and then finally produced a painting which I posted on Quora, and everyone was saying, wow, this is so impressive. You know, I should give a try my hand in it. The problem is that many people assume when they see something of great beauty, they immediately think it was a complex thing to do. And that's such a mistake. Some of the most simplest things in the world, the most beautiful things in the world are actually the most simplest. Wow, we've gone really quick in this, isn't it? Okay, I'm almost done, I think. Okay, happy with that. I don't know how your drawings is coming about. I hope you're doing it with me. All right, I'd love to see your work. And you can post it on community or the Paintology app. Look at that. So, just adding this mishmash of colors there. Okay, so nothing different. So let's see what it looks like. Yeah, so this looks pretty good for what we've done so far, isn't it? So there's something here. So this is what we have. I hope you've arrived at this as well. And this is where we want to get to. And you're thinking, how are we going to get there? You know, so many tools that we need to get there. Nope, not so many tools, just techniques. So I'm going to save this. Do what in case the developer gives me a hard time afterwards. Okay, save. It's because you know what happens is when I'm drawing, it actually goes into a logs of all the past events. I don't know how much programming you know. The events tell the developer gives them important insights into the performance, how long a particular event took, and how long the next event took place. You know, so it gives them an idea of performance. So I do have a programming background, so I know. So let me open this up again. I think now I'm ready to work from my canvas. So wish me luck. Okay, so here. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take the line brush and the shade, and I'm going to move to the shade brush, you see. And now what I've done is I got the original painting here and this painting. We're trying to get close to that. You can see that this one has this color under the cloud, so we're going to do that. Is that 5% good enough? Yep. So we got this color, not the blue color, and we're just making these clouds, yeah? So 5% may be too big, so we're going to diffuse that. There, can you see? Can you see how some kind of a cloudy effect is being created? Lovely, isn't it? So easy. Look at that, and then we can pick this color. See that? So easy. And then at the top, you'd expect some kind of a cloudy top. Right, not as harsh as that. So we've got that cloud, and then we can pick this cloud here. So, yep, and then we'll do the cloud on the right. Alright, so we can have these colors here. And then the blue colors. Just shake it about a little, you know, give it an impression. The shade brush is a really powerful brush. See how that's diffused? Now you can see what this dark color does. So we can just use a swirling stroke, you know, Like I'm going round and round. Can you see it? Yes, and then you can use, to make it darker, we can get the darker tones for that cloud, yeah? So, and then we can pick the tones here and spread it. And if it's too big, you just soften it with a bigger brush. So. Right, okay. Right, look at that. It's beautiful, isn't it? And then we can have a look to see if we've created some of the cloud features that we want. Yeah, that's not bad. And then what about on the right, left side? You're gonna have like a purple underbelly here, isn't it? Purple underbelly here, yeah. Just like a storm brewing up there, isn't it? So we're doing beautiful fluffy clouds, and then you notice that there's a perimeter of white that is like tiny at the top of this cloud. And so this is what we can do. We can take it really down, right, and take it, make it get a more whiter, and just see what happens. Yes, look what's happening at the edge. You see it? Yes, giving you the impression. And then take it up, giving the impression is that there's, look at that, beautiful, isn't it? That looks like a cloud, doesn't it? And then here on the right you can see there is that, so we can take some of that white we already have and just blend that out so it doesn't look like a choppy blocked image. And then we can soften this up as well, putting those softer clouds with the smaller brush. Just soften it. There. Perfect. Okay, we've got this, we got that. Now we can follow the line of the cloud and move with this one on the left side. Right, so we don't have to necessarily go and pick the color picker from the image. We can go here. We can go here and just simply, because we've already picked out the colors, didn't we? And it's really up to you how you want to diffuse this, right? You could say, you know what? I'm going to use some of that blue and then bring it out here, form the underbelly of that cloud, right there. And then we got some of that white and just create a shapes over it, with white fluffiness over it. And if it doesn't come up as the way you want, then increase the tone to intensity, higher intensity. See how that works. See how that works. So how are we doing for time? Oh, we have to probably get on to the next, hop on to the next. We got like 10 minutes. So I'll be hopping on to the next. I don't want to spend too much time, but I think we're doing okay for time. Yeah. Okay. Oops. Let's look at that beautiful color. And then take the white more, so you have more of that white. See, I'm trying to not zoom in, because I would have a habit of zooming in. But just want to show you that to create these effects, doesn't require the zooming in, if you can see what I mean. It just like creates this woolly effect. Right, so I'm just going to finish the clouds as quick as I can and hop on to the next one. So you'll see the link to the next description, in the description to the next tutorial. Look at this. This should be easy to do here. So I'm going to go here. I've got the shade still. I'm just gonna, it's too white. I'm going to take it down, increase that to 3%, and then here, just create the essence. Use some color pickers to get the blue. Then we're gonna use that gray, mix the colors, because we've got this cloud palette now, haven't we? So no big deal. This one I'm not managing to get right. It's a bit tough. Right, there's the colors, and pick the colors. Right there. Let's make that look. And there, this blue tone just goes here. Shades to that there. There, look at that. Just a little bit of work. Pick the colors that you see, and then just spread them around like there were woolly clouds moving around in the sky. And then let's get them darker colors, so we'll the distance rumbling clouds heading this way, Right there. Look at that, it's beautiful. Right. And don't make it a straight line all the time. Right, let's see what we're doing. I think those are good clouds. And then I think the only thing is, do you see that right there? It looks like a gray. So I'm going to shade that blue. Pick some of that blue. And then just spread that blue to the other way. I'm reluctant to zoom in, although it would be so nice to zoom in now. But remember what I said, I'm going to try and paint like this was a painting, original painting. Look at that. There. You get better and better as you do this. Nothing difficult. You get better and better. Look at that. Look at the clouds. Now we know we're going to get to the mountains. So how are we doing for time? So look. Yeah, so we're doing okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably show you a little bit of that mountain that we're going to tackle. And so giving you a warm intro into the next live tutorial. See that? We're going to, for the mountain, we're going to head back to the line tool. And then keep it at 3% for now, and then look at it. Right, and then look what I do. I got it 100%. And that's not really what we're going to do. We're going to take it down 45%, and you'll see the kind of effect that you're going to get. You'll be like shocked. That's how quickly these effects come about. There. You see that? And then these dark colors, look at that, the dark. Right, giving an essence of the mountainry. Right there. See? This may be a bit too big. But again, look, we're going to come down here, capture this, and then we're drawing what we can see and transferring it into our world here. Then we're going to make this mountain darker. The top there, have some dark elements. There, can you see how it gives it depth? See how it gave it depth to that. And then I got this man, white. Look at this beautiful white bandit that's coming. Look, see, it looks beginning to look like a mountain now, isn't it? One of the beautiful mountain range. So we're just going to continue this process down to the all the way down to the mountain, and then we're going to do the same with the land, and then follow through with the lake and finish off in the foreground. So hopefully we'll complete that in the next, but on the way I intend to show you the techniques that I already know, and I'm going to probably find a few more techniques to put under my belt, you know, as I'm doing it. So that's the beauty of drawing and painting. You never stop learning. So I hope you enjoyed that, and then I will look forward to seeing you in the next tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.